Okay. At this point, you know what I'm inclined to believe? You know what I'm really inclined to believe? I think God is telling me I don't need to do this damn YouTube stuff no more because every time I get something fixed, something else go wrong. Now y'all remember I was having all of them technical difficulties with the computer, right? With my laptop. It boot me in, it kick me out. It boot me in, it kick me out. It boot me in, it kick me out. Now I transfer over to my iPad. The new thing is every time I go on my iPad now, my mic is not working. I gotta restart the iPad. Since when that fucking started? I record dear DJs on this iPad all the goddamn time. But see, I don't got time now for the BS. Welcome back to the Operation Hill on Heart channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot topics. I'm sorry, y'all. I am so sorry because I did not mean to play in y'all face like that, and it's never usually my fault. It's always something. That's why I said, if God don't want me to do this, that's all He got to say. But in the meantime, let me be great. Hello? But in any event, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I told you guys I would be back today for lit at 6. And now I gotta go retexting all of these people to remind them, okay, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. That is so annoying. Hold on one sec, you guys. Let me get it going. Wasted a whole 6 minutes. That means I'm gonna have to give y'all extra 6. But don't worry, I got y'all back. I got y'all back. Don't worry about that. Give me 1 second. Let me just let folks know I'm back in the building, Brooklyn. You back on the map because they probably went up there and said, "Girl, you ain't doing no goddamn live. I'm getting off of this." So hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. That's probably because I ain't come on singing my song. Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but that's probably why these people playing in my motherfucking face. But no, I'm back, and I wanted to tell y'all because this news really broke my heart when I heard about it. I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this," but I kind of low key do believe it because it seemed like for the 2025, a lot of marriages and long-term relationships are breaking up, but oh, not all. What is like there's hope because I seen online today one of my homeboys proposed to his girlfriend, and I'm so excited for him because he had actually came and got a healing heart session in regards to that relationship. And he was saying how, how much he just really liked the person and really wanted to be with the person. But, he's having a hard time opening up. And, there's some fear surrounding and blah, blah, blah. And can he be the man she want him to be? And all of these things, right? And the healing heart session went really good. So to see that now they actually got to this point where he proposed, that makes me so happy. So I saw also Jordan Woods got proposed to by the basketball guy. So no, so it is like there's hope. Even though some relationships are ending and some marriages are ending, some are having new beginnings as well, y'all. So we got to stay hopeful. All right, let me just get to the let it all work out. The news. So I was minding my motherfucking business yesterday, and this came up on my news feed and broke my goddamn heart. Y'all listen. Single. A lot of people don't really know how to take, the rumors that were starting to circulate about you in the streets because it was like, dang, if she held him down. So even if me and Yandy decide to break up, it's no one business but our household. Right. Right? So if you see me acting inappropriate, it's appropriate for me. It's maybe not for you because I'm sorry you was in the group chat when we decided that you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry you was in our bedroom when we had this conversation and and that's the problem because a lot of times these rumors, we so private that we sit back and we laugh at it. And it doesn't affect us like the way it affects the public. People be like, "Oh, y'all should be more transparent and let us know." Yeah, we gotta figure out how to let our children know. Right, exactly. Right. What's the status of you and Yandy right now? Oh, we not together. Y'all not together. So y'all getting a divorce? Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know divorce. Like, so the rumors are true that y'all was never
Y'all just did it for TV. Listen, no, I didn't do it for TV. I think, listen, it was Yandy idea, right? Because in the beginning we had I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and she said, of course, not sign the papers, and I was like, all right, cool, and then I guess it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and then we still ain't. Yeah, because I was at one though. Yeah, you was at. I was there. I had a good time. Let me say something. I was shocked. Beautiful. It was beautiful. That was like yes. I remember the special. Yeah. Listen, but you gotta think about it, right? If I look back now, I see what people going through divorce with assets and stuff like that. You escaped. Listen. We don't gotta go through none of that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So you won. It kind of worked out. How long have y'all been split? And how was the split? What was the coping? So I've known Yandy for like 20 years, right? So right now we've been probably split up for over a year. 20 years, you don't. It's like that person helped change you who you are today. You grew up. I'm mature. There's so many ways messing with Yandy. I wouldn't be the man who I am today if it wasn't for her. That's a beautiful thing to say. So, she made me look at family different. She's made me look at life different. If I show you how closed off I was, I wouldn't be even sitting here having this conversation. So, it's just unfortunate that, after time, we couldn't just get on the same page. A lot of people don't really know how to take.
That broke my little heart. That broke my little heart because I did not want Yandy and Mendices to break up. First of all, I think Mendices is my cousin and he is hilarious. And I just like them as a family unit. The other part about that, right, is I'm listening to what he's saying. What I can say is kind of what shocked me in a lot of people's situations because he's kind of giving the impression that they grew apart. Because you see how he said, it's just unfortunate that in the end we couldn't get on the same page. I would like to know how that happens because I have never been in a situation where I was in love and we broke up because I fell out of love. It was always something that was going on within an action that was taking place within a relationship that made me or the other person want to break up. When I was in love, right? And I've only been in love once in my adult life. And when I was like young adult, I'm not gonna say I was a teenager, but young adult in my young adult life, that's when I was like 21 or something like that. So I don't think that really counts. But anyway, I've never experienced the whole breaking up because we grew apart and we fell out of love. So that makes me sad. That makes me sad. I like Mendices and Yandy together. I wish they could have made it, but I'm glad they're being honest about it now because he was really making her look stupid. And instead of her making her look stupid, it's better that you say that we not together, right? So that was that, right? That was the breaking news that I got. I just got this breaking news, right? But motherfucker, before I got online, right before I got on there at 6, I saw this and I'm like, Lord have mercy. So it says, Tyler Perry accused of years of sexual assault as Medea actor alleges groping repeated advances in $77 million lawsuit. Tyler Perry is facing a new lawsuit from an actor who appeared in Boo, a Medea Halloween, with the accuser alleging years of sexual assault and battery. Actor Mario Rodriguez filed a complaint seeking at least $77 million in damages from Perry and Lionsgate, the film's distributor. Rodriguez claims Perry subjected him to repeated unwanted sexual advances at Perry's Los Angeles home, including a 2018 incident in which Perry allegedly lightly hugged him and grabbed his penis. Perry has denied the allegations. His attorney, Alex Spiro, okay, Alex, hey, dismissed the lawsuit as baseless, telling the Hollywood Reporter, having recently failed in another matter against Mr. Perry, the very same lawyer has now made yet another demand more than a decade ago, which will also be a failed money grab. This is the second lawsuit accusing Perry of abusing his power in Hollywood. In June, actor Derek Dixon, who appeared in The Oval and Ruthless, sued Perry, alleging he was pinned against the wall and groped. Rodriguez's lawsuit brings claims of sexual assault, sexual battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, and also accuses Lionsgate of allegedly turning a blind eye to Perry's conduct. Oh, Lord. It also says Rodriguez claims his connection to Perry began in 2014 after a gym trainer at an Equinox in LA allegedly told him Perry wanted his number to discuss an acting role. The lawsuit alleges, well, let me say something about that, right? I want to say something about I want to see Rodriguez. I want to see you because that's one thing about Tyler Perry. He always got some pretty ass men in his movies. That he always got some pretty ass men in his movies. So I imagine if Rodriguez looked like anything, Tyler, you probably did send somebody over there and say, listen, go tell him I got a job for him. If he pretty, I want to see Rodriguez. We're going to get that together in a minute. But anywho, the lawsuit alleges Perry later encouraged him to audition for Boo, a Medea Halloween, telling him, you know, Mario, I'm not a bad person to know and have in your corner. After landing a role, Rodriguez says he was invited to Perry's home, where Perry allegedly rubbed his inner thigh near his genitals and told him, man, if you would just come, I would take care of you for the rest of your life. I know you'll come around. He alleges the encounters continue after filming Wrapped, including a 2018 incident following dinner at Maestro's. Oh, I went to Maestro's in 2021. Steakhouse, where Perry allegedly attempted to unbuckle Rodriguez's pants and reached into his underwear while saying, stay here, stay here. Rodriguez also claims Perry later apologized and gave him $5,000, with a similar alleged incident occurring in 2019, followed by another $5,000 payment. I got questions. Come here. Come here, the victims. Come here for 1 second, because every time I'm hearing, right, that I'm hearing these lawsuits, right, that Tyler Perry is doing whatever and grabbing and groping and pinning you against. And number one, I'm always hearing that these things are happening in his home. That's what I'm always hearing. And I'm also hearing that these things happen repeatedly, right? So I'm just gonna be a woman right now and put myself in these shoes, which I am, right? A woman. If I was around a guy, right, who kept, if I was hired by a guy who kept having sexual advances, I would pay attention to how this is taking place. One, I would not be going to his house. There would be no need. I don't give a fuck about no production party. I don't give a fuck if you want me to read more on a script. None of that. I'm not going to your house, because I know that's in your houses where you feel you have the power, and that's when you start grabbing on my nipples and my thighs and my ass and my hair and all of that. Absolutely not. So no, I would not be going to your house to give you that power. That's number one. If I wanted to continue to work for you, because me personally, I wouldn't be still working for you. But again, for some of these people, these are opportunities of a lifetime. So they like, listen, I ain't quit my motherfucking job just because he can't keep his hands to himself, just because he handsy, which is understandable. But then you have to put yourself in predicaments where you prevent him from being handsy. Why do these people keep going back to their house? I remember somebody else said, oh, I fell asleep. They kept falling asleep and waking up. Why do you keep going over his house falling asleep? Is that mandatory when you sign your contract? If you are a pretty man that works for Tyler Perry, you have to go to his house? Like, let me know. Because to keep hearing this same old, this keeps happening over and over again. Again, I'm not saying it is or they. I don't want to re-victimize the victims, but I'm a little confused as to how the setup goes. And this is over and over again. But go on, baby. Try to get your $77 million. Ain't nothing wrong with you trying to get what you can. They say aim high, fall somewhere in the middle. So who knows? I just know this starting to sound a little tricky to me, but I'm going to mind my business. I fucks with Uncle Tyler. I was not there. I do not know. Once again, I was not there. I do not know. I'm not saying this man is not groping and grabbing. I'm just saying I wasn't being privy to him doing it. So, I mean, I guess, right? What else the fuck did I see? I saw. Oh, what is. No, this is not funny. And I'm not laughing at the incident. This is not funny. People is really going crazy. It says terrible. Florida man fatally shoots his wife and critically injures her 13-year-old daughter after being asked to turn a football game off. Child begged to be spared. Don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. What? Neighbors, this is devastating. Authorities say 47-year-old Jason Kinney fatally shot his wife, Crystal Kinney, after an argument over him continuing to watch Monday Night Football inside their home. Investigators say he had, okay, here we go. This is what it is. He had been drinking while watching the San Francisco 49ers versus the Indianapolis Colts game in the shed before coming back inside for the final minutes. When Crystal confronted him about the TV, the argument quickly escalated. She reportedly told her 12-year-old son to run to a neighbor's house and call 911. As the boy ran out, he heard gunshots. Deputies later found Crystal dead inside the home from a gunshot to the head. In the bedroom, her 13-year-old daughter was found shot in the shoulder and face. Oh my God. The child told authorities she begged Jason not to shoot her, repeating, "Don't shoot me," but he fired anyway. She remains hospitalized in critical but stable condition and is alert and able to speak. A 1-year-old child shared by the couple who was also inside the home but was unharmed and found asleep. After the shooting, Jason fled and called his sister, admitting he had done something very bad and saying he would be on the news. He later barricaded himself inside a shed at his father's property. Deputies attempted to talk him out before a single gunshot was heard. Jason was found dead after taking his own life. During a search of the home, investigators discovered a handwritten note Crystal had written to Jason, urging him to seek help. The note warned that he was drinking and using cocaine again and said that this is not how the family should be. All three children are now in custody of their maternal grandparents. Oh, they said when they go on that cocaine rage, baby. They said that cocaine rage ain't no motherfucking joke, and I would never motherfucking know. I would never know. They said cocaine rage ain't no joke. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They said cocaine rage ain't no motherfucking joke. So listen, no, we gonna keep them kids in prayer. This is sad. This is sad, but I do hear that people make some very irrational decisions when they on those drugs. Come on, over a football game. But like they said, she had wrote a letter saying, you've been on drugs and you've been getting high. So this is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible. What else did I see? I'm telling you, I was like, what is going on? It's Christmas, for Christ's sake. New York man charged after allegedly sexually assaulting and robbing a 12-year-old boy he met on a dating app. A 34-year-old man named Marquise Utsi has been arrested and charged following allegations involving a 12-year-old boy he reportedly met through a dating app. According to the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, the suspect is accused of going to the child's home while his parents were away and sexually assaulting him. Prosecutors further alleged that he demanded money from the child afterwards. Authorities say the man is facing multiple charges, including rape, robbery, sexual abuse, and endangering the welfare of a child. His bail is set at $750,000 cash. The case remains under investigation. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Another engagement. Anna Mac. Anna Mac got engaged. Anna Mac from the show Baddies. She got engaged under the Northern Lights in Finland. That was beautiful what her fiance did. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So listen, with his life, there's hope. This relationship still making it, guys. Don't worry. Hold on to your love. I'm telling you, it's you gonna get something. Just hold it down, right? What the fuck? I'm telling you, I was like, it is Christmas and people is turned the oh God, no God. So your boy is back. Oh, Bilal. So Bilal is a former friend and colleague of Will Smith. And remember, he did all of this interview on Tasha K. I had spoke about him before. Well, Bilal was back with messy ass Tasha K. And here you go again. Let's see what he's saying this time.
I don't know how many times I said, you know, Will raped me. You know, Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know, Charlie made me suck. Well, I'm going to give you a chapter from the book since I owed you something. Okay. In the book, in one of the chapters, they talk about mentorship. At this time, of course, you know, I do celebrity product placement. And for the people who don't know, you have to basically have a relationship with hundreds of celebrities in order to make money because you're taking your product to many celebrities. Allegedly, Charlie Mack and Will called me and said, we're coming to your apartment. I'm like, all right, cool. So, but normally I have to go to Will's house if there's a meeting. So Will comes to my apartment allegedly, and Charlie Mack, the rat, the informant, come to my apartment.
Not the rat.
So they was like, hey, B, look, man, we got this new guy. Will is mentoring. His name is Bashir Gray. Everybody call him Yaz. He, you know, he's about to get cast on this major show. That was I'm like, okay, what would you want? I'm thinking they coming to get product. Bashir was supposed to allegedly star in the reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I said, look, Will, I said, what do you want me to do? He said, I want you to go to Chicago and hold this guy down. I remember like it was yesterday. I turned the computer around. I said, Will, that's what's in my bank account right now, right? Will started laughing, right? And said, I'm going to make sure you get double that over the course of time. That's my guarantee. So I'm like, jeez. I said, okay. So he said, just make sure you hold them down, because he was like, Charlie Mack is not going to be able to be there, because him and Charlie had something else going on. I arrived in Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
Same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on. I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, I'm here to help you, and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. I want to love you because everybody else love you. I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day, I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. And I'm like, yo, listen. So I grabbed my husband. I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asking.
Is this true?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you. You about to see if it's true from the paperwork. Oh, we telling something that got paperwork involved. Let me get to the paperwork. Ron said, you know,
So y'all know Bilal is back, and Bilal ain't shutting up. He's coming out with a book, and I think in the process of he's ready to go to war. So he said, listen, whatever Jada want to do, I'm on that time soon.
I do believe that Will and Jada will be under criminal investigation for sexual crimes, and some of those crimes are with the Church of Scientology, allegedly. Remember when we did the first interview and I told you a celebrity was like, you better not say nothing about me and all that other stuff. And I said, Tasha, and you could go back to and probably put it up. It was Tyrese. Oh, you a tough guy now. Now you a tough guy, right? When all this was going, because you know I know. You know how many other people that I know but I'm cool with, they never did nothing to me. So I'm letting them slide. Jamie and all that. You asked me, I never said anything bad about Jamie. You know, I never said nothing about Kevin Hart, but you know what I had on Kevin Hart. You know, period. Tasha know. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, real.
It ain't no allegedly.
It ain't no allegedly. You understand what I'm saying? So you know how much I got on so many other celebrities, and ain't nothing come out. Nothing come out. If jokers want to jump up to Will and Jada defense now, if jokers want to jump up to Tyrese defense, it's coming out. Listen, even if I gotta go to jail, certain things gonna come out. Y'all better leave me alone. Because once you experience that death, you understand what I'm saying? It's over. And you make a man fear another man when you only supposed to fear God. Y'all got me to that point? No, man. Listen, I wish you would. I ain't worried about no damn Tyrese. We going into the psychotics, all that kind of stuff. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's deep. Will and Jada are...
So you're saying the reason Tyrese is so emotional and has a lot of issues with females, it kind of gives me mommy issues, is because he's secretly could be down low?
I don't know. Like I told you, I don't speculate. Everything that I know is in here and in my telephone. And I let you hear and see things, and that's the joint I wish you would. So I know Tyrese is going to watch this. And I know people in Dubai that know him out there and what he's been doing out there. You know what I'm saying? Come on, don't play with me. I lived in Kuwait before. Of course, I visited Saudi Arabia. Come on. I'm semi-fluent in Arabic. You know what I mean? So, come on. You want to play with me? And you trying to stop in the Middle East? Come on, stop playing. And even the same thing with Will. What all these people do, running to Saudi Arabia. Man, don't take that ill behavior over to Saudi Arabia, man. That's all I'm saying. All these people are trying to get the Saudi money now, right? Everybody over there trying to get the Saudi money, right? But don't take that ill behavior over there. Well, at the end of the day, Tasha, I'm not worried about nothing. Let them come. Let them say something.
I'm spanking them all because I'm only saying stuff about people that I got receipts for. I do believe that Will and Jada will be under criminal investigation for sexual crimes, and some of those crimes are with this church of Scientology, allegedly.
Well, baby, brother Bilal, I'm telling y'all, brother Bilal back. I think I got a third video. Brother Bilal is fucking back, and he said he ain't holding no punches. He coming out with his book, and he want all the smoke.
Stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada will watch at the houses. She had her laptop. She would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV, and she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. Period. And I got
that's what it means to be a Muslim.
So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite, right? Not caring who's in the house, when the kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on the tape. Ooh. I'm under penalty of perjury. If anything in here is a lie, my ass going to jail. Period. There's no ifs, there's no ends, there's no buts. You know what you and Diddy was doing together in y'all younger years. All that's coming out. Who else did you see allegedly on the tapes? Tyrese with Will and Jada. Then the one with Charlie Mack and Will. Jada's not on it, but you can hear her say, make him spit up. Period. So when these tapes come out, people will know I'm telling the absolute truth. Allegedly stole 2 hard drives.
So I got questions about Bilal's exposure. I mean, listen, whether it's real or fake, I was not there. I do not know. What I will say is this, Bilal, what happened? Because am I saying that any of these things you're exposing is true or false, or if it's right or wrong? The other part though is, if you're saying that you and Will was so close and y'all was friends and whatever you assumed your relationship to be, how did we get here where it's like you my homeboy, but I want to let the world know what you're doing behind the, like, what happened? What happened? I would love to know what was the breakdown of the relationship. I think he might have talked about that on the very first interview. I'm gonna go back and watch, because I would like to know what was the breakdown of the friendship that got you to this point with him. I'm confused, but we'll figure that out. In any event, your boy Bilal is back. He back interviewing with Tasha K. He back spilling all Will and Jada business, and we gonna see what it's hitting for, right? Let's move along. Oh my God. I don't even want to play this for y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even want to fucking play this for y'all. Because y'all gonna be like, Khadija. So once again, I'm minding my motherfucking business, scrolling social media. And this comes up. Now, this is a video of what's his name? Little Rod, the one that was involved with the whole Diddy situation, right? So he played. He listen. I'm gonna let y'all hear it.
I got a voice from him. This is how I solidified what happened.
So let me tell y'all what he just said, just in case you ain't hear. He said, it's crazy. I still have a voice memo from him. This is how I solidify what happened. So I'm guessing that when he went to make the claim on Diddy and everybody was like, you sure you telling the truth? He was like, well, let me play you something as proof. So he played the voice note here on this video too.
This is... Yo, what's up, Playboy?
This is a voice note.
smile, King. Your little cheekbones and shit. Your little braids. Your little tongue twist, nigga. All right, boy. Love, King. Playboy. Don't forget to love. Take that. Take that.
Ooh. So, Diddy, Diddy. Speaking of Diddy, let me tell y'all what Diddy ass did. Yo, I'm telling you, the internet was on fire for Christmas Day. I was like, oh no, that was about Diddy. I was like, what is going on? Now, Lily, I miss your smile, King. I miss your tongue twist. I miss Diddy. Leave that boy alone. Leave that boy alone. Cause you know you was fucking wrong. Leave that boy alone. Leave that boy alone. What else did I see? I'm telling y'all, it was breaking news, breaking news, breaking news all day yesterday. Okay. Oh, this story right here hit me in the chest. It says, hold on, y'all.
13-year-old Julia Toon. Her tragic death comes just days before Christmas. Her family telling me there are gifts under the tree that she'll never get to open. She was my miracle baby. She was premature. She was born 3 months early. She was 2 pounds 5 ounces, and she came home 2012, right before Christmas. And then she left right before Christmas. Planning her daughter's funeral was not how Whitney Brown Toon expected to spend the week of Christmas. Overwhelmed with grief, the mother of 4 spoke with me about her 13-year-old daughter, Julia. She's a helper. She's friendly, smart, bubbly. Just had this personality that, it's going to be hard. We're not going to get that. Goldsboro police arresting 3 teenage boys in connection to Julia's death. They say the 13-year-old was killed just after 4:30 Sunday afternoon in the 200 block of Alpha Court. I held her in her last moments. Julia's 14-year-old sister, Jashia, held her as she took her final breath. She told me they walked with friends to get something to eat. On the way home, she says a group of boys that she didn't know jumped out the bushes and started shooting. She frantically turned around, looking for her sister, and that's when she saw Julia had been shot. She was so scared. I was scared myself because I hate to have to see her like that. And it was on my hands. I didn't want to wipe it off because I still felt her presence. And I still felt that she was with me. Loved ones affectionately called Julia Lily, telling me she was your average 7th grader who had a big personality. Jashia today wearing her sister's favorite hoodie because she says it's the closest they'll ever be to one another. She didn't deserve this at all. People are very cruel because now I have to live on without my sister. And Goldsboro police said the 16-year-old suspects made their first court appearance today. The 15-year-old suspect will make his tomorrow. And, of course, police say this remains an active investigation. Reporting live in Goldsboro, Akila Davis, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
You know, my heart bleeds literally for parents losing their children because you know what they say, kids are supposed to outlive their parents. So that really, really, that was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. You know, and I always wonder, right? My niece was over here yesterday. She came before everybody else came for Christmas at Khadijah. She was the first guest. So she and I got a chance to have some alone time, and she just lost her boyfriend. He was actually killed in a car crash. So, she and I were discussing that. And, we was talking about, of course, her grief and some of the things that she can do to push forward and so on and so forth. But I was more so talking to her about, I was more talking to her about her grief. But then I started to ask her about her boyfriend's mom, and what she was sharing was that her boyfriend's mom, that was her only child, and pretty much her life revolved around her kid, which normally happens, when you become a parent. And it made me even more sad because it was like, okay, well, I wonder who, and I said this, I wonder how God picks the parents that can handle this, because that's a lot. 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 But you know, I always hear the saying, God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. So, you know, maybe there's something there that we don't know. You know, why God chose those parents to be able to endure that much pain, because that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But then when you think about every situation, I think about being a fatherless child. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot in every area. So my heart goes out. That was terrible. I want to know why I chose this story. I chose right here. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I think I had already seen this. Like, why? Yeah, why am I? But yeah, I'm telling y'all, lit at 6. I knew it was gonna be, because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Everybody is losing their goddamn mind. So for my last 20 minutes, I'm gonna talk about the Stacey interview, because I promised y'all that in my last live and I did not give it to y'all. Oh, look at this video. He looks so cute right here. I'm gonna send it to my friends. But I want to talk to y'all about the Stacey interview. I have to discuss that. So give me 1 second, because I promised y'all I would. I was just going to do a pre-record for it, but I said, fuck it. I'll just do it here since I still have time after I discuss all the topics. Where's my notes? Hello? Truth is I'm done. I told you about life in the fabric. All right. So the Stacey Rush Carlos King interview, I really enjoy. I love Stacey. I love Stacey. I'm gonna be honest, right? I've always been highly compatible with pretty delusional bitches. Like, I love them. I love them because they live in their own. It's like Barbie. It's like they live in their own world. Listen, I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm Sachet Shantae, and you like, this bitch is nuts. But it's like a fantasy. Like, so I've always been so compatible, from friendships to family relationships, familial relationships, I'm sorry, to really pretty delusional bitches. And I love Stacey because, and smart. So you got to be really smart. So you're not stupid. You just living like a little fantasy world sometimes. And you could tell Stacey is a key and a cackle. And I told y'all that last season, that was my girl. I just want her to know, you ain't taking the Grand Dame spot though. You ain't taking the Grand Dame spot. You know why you can't take the Grand Dame spot? Because the Grand Dame is all of that, but older. So she's a person that, yeah, we like Stacey because Stacey is on our level, in our age frame, but Cameron is who we aspire to be. Cameron, and I don't mean in the sense that we, you know, she's had her court cases, so we're not saying she's a perfect person, but her level of delusion and own world and fabulosity, I love Ankara. I don't care. I love the Grand Dame. So anywho, Stacey interview starts off. Um, Basically, she was there because Carlos was giving her Reality Star of the Year award. So that was really nice. That was really nice because she worked hard. She worked hard this year to, you know, solidify her space on Real Housewives of Potomac, and it is solidified. So I'm very happy for Stacey. So anywho, the interview starts off. He's giving her the award. She's like, "Oh my word, Carlos! Like, I'm so honored. Like, oh, Carlos, you just don't understand. Like, she's a trip." So then he up there he had a gift, and he gifted her some breath mints, because remember they was trying to say her breath was stink. Stacey was like, absolutely not, bitch. She said, come over here and smell me for yourself and tell me what the fuck I smell like. Success. Okay, girl. Okay, let's whip the girls in shape, right? I like Stacey too because she could be lighthearted. All of the bullshit they say about her online, she could go past because she's lighthearted, right? And she playing chess. She ain't playing checkers. She not getting around this shit to make her be, like she said, the MVP of the show. So anywho, that she talks about her Detroit upbringing, right? She said she was raised by a Jehovah's Witness single mother. So she said her dad, she know who her dad is. She said he just wasn't there. He wasn't present physically, and he's pretty much wasn't a provider either. She was like, and then he suddenly passed away. And then she talked about how she met Timo, right? So she said she was on a fight from Miami to Detroit right after her dad's passing and his dad's passing. So she said what happened was, after her dad passed, she was saying like she had to spend more time with her mom and so on and so forth. So when she went to go do so, they took a trip to Miami because she wanted to get that quality time with her mom. You know, she just lost her dad. So They hanging and banging in Miami, and then she was like, she was gonna get back on the flight to Detroit with her mom, make sure her mom was settled, and then go off and do what she needed to do because she didn't live in Detroit at that point no more. She was like, and on the plane, Timu came through, and she was like, well, clearly your ass ain't from Detroit because you know he's white and kind of jinky. She's like, so what you doing on here? He was like, I'm in town for business. So he was like, can I sit right here? She was like, of course, right? And she it's crazy because she was like she has traveled all over the world with Timu, and they met up in the air, and she was like their daughter's initials is Air, is Arabella Issa Rush. I was like, oh my god, that's so cute, right? I'm gonna still, well, I'll tell you, never mind. So, anywho, I love, you know what I liked about Stacy, and it's something that I do a lot too. She makes correlations. I'm big on doing that. Like I'm big on making correlations, right? Like, okay, I think this happened as a result of this. And what she said was, she was like, her father had just passed away, and she was like, when Timu came on the plane, she had an empty seat next to her, and she was like, she feels like her dad left that seat empty for Timo to fill it. That's why he became her husband. And I was like, Stacy, come here, girl. You ate that. You ate that. Cause that, I'm not gonna lie, that's how my mind really works. Like I'm the type of person that I think that way, right? It's like, okay, it's coincidental that I'm meeting you on a flight, and I'm the only person here with an empty seat, and your dad passed away, my dad passed away, but also the seat was left empty purposely because God and my dad wanted you to feel that. And that's why you became my husband. I had a daughter with you, and even while they were kindling a relationship now. So I thought that was so, so cute, right? So she said her and Timu are legally divorced. She was like, but they figuring things out, which is another thing I like. And I said that earlier to y'all. I was like, Yandy, I was like, man, DC's is more so speaking from a place like him and Yandy grew apart. Where it sounds like what Stacy is saying is that we did not grow apart, and I do still love him. We just couldn't work out. But now we're figuring ways to work out so we can be together. So I really, really enjoyed seeing her say, like, we're figuring things out. Yeah, we did get divorced because at that time that was fucked up, but we're figuring things out, right? So she talked about working on QVC. QVC, it's a network. It's the Quality Value Convenience Network. So she talked about being a correspondent for them, right? So she was like, girl, I was just minding my business, doing yoga. I ain't have time for no TV. She said, but somebody had approached her and was like, listen, you so good at this, you should try to be on it. She was like, are you serious? So she was like, she sent in a tape of her like selling a yoga mat. And she was like, the network actually called her back. And she said, in lieu of all of that, she became QVC's global brand ambassador. And she worked in Germany, the UK. I was like, you better work it the fuck out, Stacey. You got a long, cute resume. I like that about you, right? So Carlos asked Stacy, he was like, okay, well, since you sell it so well, how about you sell me this glass of water? Let me hear how you would sell that. And when I tell you Stacy ate the boys up, she was like, this water. It's so, she took a sip. She was like, it quench your thirst and in light of health. And Stacy is so motherfucking good at her job. I said, bitch, you better motherfucking work. She sold me that glass of water. So I was proud of Stacy. Carlos was telling her that Halle Berry had used her as a meme. I didn't see that, but he was just saying that. And he was like, he was asking her how did she get on Real Housewives of Potomac, right? And she was like, well, somebody introduced her. She couldn't remember how they introduced her to one of the producers, Adrian. And Adrian loved her. So he was like, girl, you got to come be on the show, right? So she said she left a pending fashion line because she was starting a fashion line with QVC and her job at QVC to be on Potomac because she was like, it just seemed like the right idea at the time, right? So Carlos was like, did you ever watch the show? She was like, yeah, I watched the show. When I watched it back in the early days, I love Katie. I love Karen. Those are my two favorite, right? And then he asked her, he was like, okay, so well, what's going on now? He was like, so what do you think of Giselle? Because she's been there from day one. And she was like, Giselle was doing what the fuck Giselle do. And what is that? She was like, being pretty and petty. Being pretty and motherfucking petty. And she was like, and that's allowed. So therefore it continues and continues and continues. And she was like, but if I'm being honest, I feel like Giselle, Ashley, and Karen are the anchors of the show. So I would never say that they don't deserve to be there, right? So then Carlos asked Stacey if she felt ganged up on because she was saying that, or like she was being hazed. And she was saying, watching the season back, yes, the fuck, she does feel that way, right? And she said she just feels that like some women on the cast are intimidated by her, mainly Ashley and Kiana, right? And she was like, listen, this is expected from Ashley because she views Ashley as evil. And I low key do too. Ashley, I can't, but you do the work to keep the show going. She was like, but she was very shocked with Kiana's response to her. She was like, because I never did anything to her. So Carlos was like, well, word on the curb is, girl, that Kiana's really using you for a storyline. That's why she holding it on you like that. And she was like, but if that is the case, it's backfiring. It's backfiring. She said, Kiana called me performative. What she didn't realize is she used the wrong word. I'm reactive. She's just upset that my reactions turn out to be better than her antagonizing, blah, her antagonistic ways. So therefore, she thinks she eating the game by antagonizing me, but then when I respond to her and make her look stupid, she gets more and more upset. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Kay, I don't know what's your heart. I don't like. To me, it looks very lopsided. But anywho, she said that she's not sure if Greg will ever give Kiana a ring. I think Greg will on the show. Greg give me, he liked being on his TV show and having all his drinks. I think Greg will give her a ring on the show. Now, will he actually marry and go through all of that? I don't know. But I think he will give her a ring on the show because he's what I feel like is performative. But anywho, she said she met my Aunt Simone from Married to Medicine and my good up sis Pressure P, Portia, at BravoCon. She loved them. She said she gets a lot of Kenya Moore comparisons, and she was like, she hasn't met Kenya. They haven't DM, they haven't nothing. I remember they both from Detroit, and I can see how she would get that a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit, right? She said she sees all the comments that people say about her. She just cackled down with the people. She was like, I don't take that shit too seriously. Like, I got a job and I'm doing it, right? And then they talked about how Angel responds, um, versus how Stacy responds to all of the things that get said online. And she was like, she just feels like Angel is fed up. She was like, and because she's fed up, you're getting this visceral response. She was like, whereas with me, I'm not really taking it too serious, so that's not my issue, right? So then they talk Angel beef for Wendy as opposed to Giselle. And she was like, I mean, it's valid. She was like, but the delayed reactions is what make everybody look at Angel crazy. Because it's like you took you a while to get mad at Giselle. You immediately got mad at Wendy. So it's like, okay, girl. So then they talked about Tia. I like Tia. I know everybody did, but I like Tia. And she was saying that, time will tell regarding their friendship. She just didn't like what she did, and yada yada yada. Then they told Wendy and how it all is scamming, and yada yada yada. And she was basically saying, like, Wendy seems resilient because through it all, court dates and fucking TMZ appearances and everything else, she is saying God is on her side, right? But she said, well, I'm the closest to Wendy right now. And I was like, you are? Still okay, Stacey girl. But they talk about her cannabis line and how when they asked her on the show last year, like, well, girl, why we asked you last year about your cannabis line? And you said that wasn't a thing. And she said, no, it wasn't a thing then. She said, but when it was a thing is when I announced it, when it launched. I like what she did there. I like what she did there. What she basically did was, which makes sense, and I'm learning to too. They said, keep your plans private. Please keep your plans private, keep your plans silent until they are made, till they are in fruition, till it's actually happening. And I said 2026 will be the year that I do that because I sat and planning all day today, and a normal me reaction would have been to come up here and tell y'all, okay, well, let me tell y'all what I got going on next. No, you sit quiet. And like she said, when I told y'all about it is when it launched. I didn't tell y'all about it in the pre-production phase. And she was right. There was no reason to talk about it then. They asked her about her and TJ. She was like, we have no connection, and she just was like, you just got to be mindful. And what she said right here really, 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 really fucking resonated with me. That's why I was so thirsty to talk about an interview. She was like, you just have to be mindful of the people that you keep in your circle and how people treat you and how to be resilient. And she basically said what I always say. She's God's favorite. She is God's favorite. So what is there? She was like, whatever TJ did, I wasn't happy about and I didn't like. But I'm not harboring those feelings for him. Let him go off, let him do whatever he do because I'm God's favorite. So whatever needed to motherfucking happen needed to happen for me because God know I'm his favorite and he got something else planned for me. I was like, Stacey girl, Stacey. I told them last season, keep their eye on you. Anywho, they asked her about Chris Samuel. She was like, nothing to see there, right? They asked her about Cookie. She was like, nothing to hear there. And then Giselle comes up again. You know what I kind of didn't like, Stacey, about the whole Giselle back and forth, though? Because it also does feel like a little part of you is jealous because Giselle can get away with it is what it is. Let her do her, you do you. You're God's favorite. Don't even worry about that, right? But she ate Ashley the fuck up. She was like, and then Giselle's gonna tell me that I don't need to be around kids and I don't need to do this when your friend is screwing your other friend's child. Like, how dreadful. I almost threw up in my mouth when I heard that. I would have taken that to my grave. She ate Ashley the fuck up. I was cracking up. And then Carlos offered her some producer advice, right? Which I enjoy. He was like, listen, continue being you, continue doing you, because that's what the fans love. It seems authentic to you, right? And then he started running down all her accomplishments and giving her all her things, which I loved. And he reminded her, he said, listen, but let me tell you something, this business is fickle. They'll love you today and hate you tomorrow, so do not believe the hype. And also don't make God have to humble you because you started believing the hype. I was like, you better work it the fuck out, Stacey and Carlos. That was a good interview. That was a good interview. I love Stacey. And I told y'all last season, I'm going to go find that clip when I told y'all, look out for my girl Stacey. But I want y'all to hear how she sold that water. I want y'all to hear how my girl sold that water. It's the last part before I hang up.
As we think about the holiday season and we think about what really matters, right? We think about our families, we think about those special moments, but I think it's really important to also keep health in mind. And when you think about health, we all know that hydration is everything. It's one thing to have bottled water in a plastic bottle. Like, where did that come from? How long has it been sitting there? I don't really want water from a fridge. Like, have you changed your filter? I don't know. Oh. But this water in this glass, it's the perfect temperature. I mean, how refreshing does this look? Even when I take a sip, I'm speaking a little bit more clear. I'm sitting up a little taller. My thoughts are more clear. I mean, it's really about this water, not just any water. So when you think about your family this holiday season, when you want to create those memories that last a lifetime, I think you should think about your health and hydration and cheers and toasting to 2026.
Stacey, why you ate that up like that? Stacey, why you sold that glass like that? You better, it's my girl, that girl. See, I told you, that's my girl. But anywho, ladies and motherfucking gentlemen, we have come to a close. We have talked about our hot topics. I gave y'all everything I said I was going to give. Oh, New York City is anticipating a snowstorm. So not in the freaking mood for a snowstorm. But like I said, I'm in planning phases. We won't get into all that. So maybe that's what I need to be secluded and get shit done. So in any event, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you are here, please hit the thumbs up on the video. Thank you again. Stay tuned for some big news. I hope your Christmas festivities was so joyful yesterday. I hope you was surrounded by everybody you love and got to get everything you deserved. In any event, will you guys hear from me again? Depends on the spirit move me. Depends on how the spirit motherfucking move me. Yeah, y'all might hear from me again. Let's see. I think I have Force tonight. We'll see. Keep your ears and eyes open to the streets. I'm always posting, letting y'all know when I'm coming. In any event, enjoy your evening. Be safe. Put some salt out because the snowstorm is coming. And enjoy your weekend. Mwah.